Alright, we're going to finish a few of the things that we need to do before we go to the laser cutter. So at this point, if I do a distance, just to remind you guys, we have scaled it, so it's about 6 inches tall, right? We have changed the colors of the layers, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make polylines out of these guys, and there's a couple of different ways to do it. You can read the wiki on how to do it. What I like to do is I like to isolate the layers, and then I'll use the join command if there are multiple lines, and if there are not multiple lines, I'll use the pedit command. So we'll do both of those. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to turn off the red layer, and I'm going to type join, and I'm going to window around all of those, and it's converted 222 objects into 74 polylines. So you'll see if I hover over that and pick it, it picks the entire line now instead of individual lines. The next thing I'm going to do is turn on the red lines and turn off the green lines. Now I'm not sure if it makes a difference to make polylines out of these because they're all individual lines, but I'll go ahead and do it. And to do that, because the join command won't work because there's no joining to be done, you can actually use what's called the pedit command. So I'm going to type in pedit and enter, and then I'm going to type M for multiple, and I'm going to left click and window around all those and right click, and it's going to say, do you want to convert them to polylines? And I'll say yes. So now all those are polylines, right? If I hit enter. So now you have polylines. Now I'm going to turn the green layer back on, and the last thing we want to do is we want to do what's called overkill, which is if there's any duplicate lines, it will overkill them and get rid of them. So I'm going to turn off the red layer because I only want to overkill the layer, each layer individually. That's what I like to do. And then you type in overkill and you window around it, and it looks at all of that stuff, and click OK, and it overkills it, and it didn't find any overlapping objects, so that's good. So I'm going to reverse, and I'm going to overkill. Click OK. And didn't find any there, so that's good. It's a clean drawing. I'll turn that back on. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this into the AutoCAD template. So the AutoCAD template you get from the web page, the wiki, and if you go to the laser cutter area under the wiki, there's a how to prepare your file, and under there is an AutoCAD template and an AutoCAD materials test, and I've downloaded the AutoCAD template, and that's what I'm about to use. So if I minimize this, I can go to File, Open, and this is on my desktop, so I'm just going to select the template and open it. And all it is a file that shows you the outline of the laser cutter, and it has the layers for the laser cutter in it, right? So all I'm going to do is go to my file, window around it, Control C, go back to the template, Control V, and paste that. Now if you want to make it larger, depending on how big your materials are, you can do that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the material, the layers. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to turn off the hidden line, and I'm going to window around these guys, go to the pull down, and typically you're going to want to cut in a certain order. It talks about it on the wiki, but you're going to want to etch first and cut last, and you want to cut like small internal things first and large external things last. We have everything of ours is pretty much the same, so the order in which it goes is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so the black I believe is a non-cutting layer, but I'm going to go to for the cut, I'm going to go to green, and then I'll turn the green off and turn my hidden line back on and window around this and change it to red, right? And so if I turn them both back on, I now have red and green layers for etching and for cutting. And at this point, you can save this file and take it to the laser cutter room and copy and paste the information you have here into the actual laser cutter template on the machine. It's always a good idea to do that. And then you go through the process of laser cutting. All right,